Daddy, why'd they build all those pyramids? Chapter 28, December 28, 2099 AD, Journey. The three stood next to the small jet aircraft idling on the short runway. The exit door was gradually rising to expose the clear blue sky. When it finally opened completely, the tall man in the white army fatigues put one foot on the first stair. "Let me go, dear. I can handle him," the tall man said. "You shouldn't go near him. He might try something and maybe contaminate you," his wife, Spirit, said. She was a stunning brunette, 6 feet tall in her current form, with long, waving hair and perfectly formed legs. She was wearing a full-length silver dress with a high collar and slit up the right side to the hip. "It'll be all right, Spirit baby. I can take care of myself. Remember who I am," he said, looking at his lovely wife. "Well, be careful. I love you," the Spirit said. They kissed, and he put another foot on the second step of the jet's ladder. As he did so, he felt a hand on his left arm. "Let me go, Pop. I can take care of it. I know what to do and what to tell him. Just give me the key," Jesus Christ said, keeping a firm grip on his father's left hand. He was dressed in his usual gray suit with white shirt, but no red tie. His father could feel the rough scar on his son's hand. He turned and looked him square in the eye. "Nope, he deserves another crack at me. But, Dad, he's got a gazillion cracks at you already. Please let me go," Jesus pleaded. "No, you've done enough, son. More than enough. Without you, we wouldn't even be here," he said. "I'll be fine. You two tend to things here. We got so much more work to do. By the way, how is the work going with Frederick?" he asked, just making conversation. He knew exactly how it was going. He knew exactly how everything was going and would go. Nonetheless, he wanted things to go better. The most terrible thing about being God was not to observe all the evil in the world, but knowing the future, knowing so many lives would be lost forever and not being able to do anything more to prevent it, short of taking away all human and angelic ability to choose, something his capacity to love would not allow. He stared once more at his wife and son, then he firmly removed his son's scarred hand from his own and climbed the ladder. He crawled into the cockpit of the two-man aircraft and settled himself into the co-pilot's seat. He did not look down at the two standing next to the plane on the runway for fear his tear ducts would open again. Instead, he looked over at the pilot adjusting the gauges. "Where to, sir?" the pilot asked. "The North Pole, Amelia." The plane's engine roared to life, and the pilot slammed the stick forward. The plane shot out of the jetway away from the pyramid into the blue sky. It veered 90 degrees north. The pilot pointed down to the ground surrounding the pyramid. "They're all still there, sir. Seems like all the world's soldiers are ready for a fight." "That they are, Amelia, that they are," he said. "When will the fight begin, sir?" the pilot asked. "Begging your pardon, sir, that is none of my—" "Yes, it's everyone's concern," he said, staring down at 200 million men and women dressed in army fatigues surrounding his beloved city. "Very soon now, Amelia, very soon." He closed his eyes, unable to look further as the pilot kicked in the turbo and the plane roared toward its destination. As the plane began to descend toward the pole, the pilot raised her voice slightly and said, "Snug up your belt, sir. It could be a rough landing on the icy snow. Wouldn't want anything happening to you, sir." She grinned at him. He did as he was told and stared out at the white expanse in front of them. "Well, you know what I mean," she continued. "Nothing will happen to you, but I—" "Do your duty, Captain." "Yes, sir," she said as she eased back the throttle and began her descent.